Digiscrap map, finding your way in digital scrapbooking. Digiscrap map, finding your way in digital scrapbooking.
Good morning, all. Here we are at Digiscrap Map. And as always, behind our logo here, I have our guest hiding that I'd like to introduce you to. Today we have Connie Prince, and there she is. Oh, we got some pixels on your face. They weren't there a while ago.
That's my
Um,
disguise.
that's your disguise. So go ahead and say hi to everyone.
Hi, everyone.
um, let's start out with you just telling us a little bit about yourself. We've had so many techie issues this morning that I haven't gotten to get to know Connie at all, like I usually do before the chat. Um, can everybody hear okay before we go on? I need people to type in the forum and let me in the chat room and let me know that you can hear me. Connie Kins. What a cute name.
Was
Okay.
that Carrie?
Okay, they say yes, they can hear you. And before we go on, I need to mention a few things. There are 29 people that are guests, which means you are not logged in. If you create a free Ustream account, you can log in and type in the chat room and ask questions. We're going to be hopefully having lots of questions for Connie coming from all of our viewers. And so if everybody would try to take a moment to do that. If you miss anything while you're making your free account, um, this all gets saved. You'll be able to go back and review it live immediately after the show ends. If you're on the uh, social stream, you can make sure you use the hashtag DigiScrapMap. Dawn's going to be watching the social stream. You can also log in that way through, I think it is Facebook and Twitter. And so if you want to use that instead of the chat room, that is fine. We're going to be watching that also. Okay, Connie, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, where you live, your children, your family.
Okay. Yeah, my name is Connie, and I live in Georgia. I'm a native Georgian. I live just outside of Atlanta. I'm married to William. We've been married a lot of years. I have one son. His name is Hayden, and we have two dogs, a miniature dachshund Widget and a big dog named Mocha, and we have one kitty cat named Pringles.
So you're a pet lover. And
Yeah, we have
and
pets.
and how many years is many years?
Many years, 14 years.
14 years.
hmm
That's great. That's great. Carrie says there's that sweet southern accent. I'm not hearing it. The sweet
I'm trying to fake it.
She's trying to fake it. So tell us a little bit about all of your stores. What stores do you sell in?
Okay, I sell at Got a Pixel. I sell at Elemental Scraps, Scrap Matters, and Scrapbook Bites.
So 4 stores.
Four stores.
And if everybody goes to the Digiscrap Map site, you'll be able to find the links to Connie's store. Uh, so tell us a little bit. I know people want to know. Tell us what it's like to keep up with 4 different stores. I mean, that has to be a lot of work.
It's really not as much as you would think that it is. Once you get everything loaded into Xcard in one store, it's just pretty much copy and paste after that.
So you don't have your designs exclusively at one site or
No,
another? You
no. There's a couple of exclusivity issues that I have to deal with every month. Color Play Elemental has to remain exclusive, but other than that, everything is in all the different stores.
Carrie says you're just a machine.
That's what they like to call me, the machine or the ninja.
The machine of the what?
The machine or the ninja.
Or the ninja. She is a machine. Um, just a Wonder Woman. Oh, we already got questions coming in, and that's great. We can field some questions. I like these interviews because we just go with the flow. They want to know uh, how you do the designing, homeschooling, and being a mom and a wife all at the same time.
Well, I sleep very little and I have a lot of energy.
Um, how many clones do you have? She says. Ninja Connie. Oh, this is fun. Too fun. Um, so you homeschool your children,
I just have the one and I do homeschool him.
and you homeschool him.
Yes.
I'm loving their stuff in the chat room. Let's go ahead and get to your images right away. Let me switch my mouse on my screens. So we have here, and I'm going to be covering you up and making this a lot bigger. So we have here is, I have to go back to my notes. This is your best selling kit. So go ahead and tell us about that, and I'll put up a link where they can find it in the store while you're telling us about it.
Okay, this kit is a magical place, and as you can probably tell with the colors, it's meant to be Disney inspired. And I've had so much response from this kit because I believe so many people really love to go to Disneyland and Disney World.
So there's always, I've seen it often. There's a link. Hopefully that's big enough for everybody. I'll make this a little bit smaller or move it up. That's a link to where it is in her store. So there's always a lot of talk and a lot of controversy about making Disney kits because of the copyright. Do you want to talk about that?
There is. You can't do anything that even closely resembles the Mickey Mouse ears. So as you can see, I have it. I've got some buttons on there that you can put together to be Mickey Mouse ears.
Oh,
But as far as
what a
as
great
far as
idea!
what I put there, I just used mainly stars to represent the magic of Disney.
Stars to represent the magic of Disney.
And some of the word art, like being goofy, of course, you've got goofy. And
Yeah.
I'm trying to see the rest. There's the mouse. You could just have to infer what it means.
Right. Um, I'm scrolling in. Where's the mouse? Favorite show? You whack me up. Is that what that
You
says?
quack, quack.
Oh, quack me up. There's the mouse. A magical place. Can I have your autograph? I mean, that's a great one for all those photos of you standing with the characters.
Yes.
Being goofy, dream vacation, all uh, day fun, character search, favorite, and let the magic begin. I like I like it when people come up with the designers do the word out art like that for me, so that it gives me inspiration for my layouts. I love this little mat, journal mat here. It looks like you've used a lot of felt textures in it.
Yes, I did.
Um, tell me, here's what I want to know. I've noticed, I've actually purchased some of your kits recently, and I've enjoyed using them. But I've noticed how all of them seem to have the same like saturation or color theme, saturation of colors, or it's like bright, but it's not too bright. How do you pick your color palettes?
I usually go for the brighter, primary, more colors. I like it to be bright. Um, I do try to play in some pastels from time to time, but I just prefer bright, I guess, because I do have a boy and usually the primary colors work better for him.
So having a son probably has influenced the way you design.
Yes, definitely.
So you make kits that you can use yourself.
Yes, I do.
Is your husband poking you over there?
He is.
Well, you can let him. Do you want to let him
Telling me, explain more, talk more.
Tell him we want to see him. Get him to get in the camera with you.
Come on over.
If he can poke you, we want to see him. So this is William.
He said he hasn't even brushed his hair.
That's okay. We'll still love him. I bet you everybody wants to see him.
Being all shyish now.
Okay.
He's gonna poke his head in. Here
There he is. Oh, you guys are a cute couple.
Thank you.
I love it. I love it. Oh, what a cute couple you are. Okay, so
But stop making fun of me.
he's making fun of you?
Yes.
You have a backdrop behind you. I just realized that. How did you do that? Because I need one of them behind me.
My husband is he's the engineer here. He said he had to stage me today. So.
Oh, we love it. Oh, I love when husbands support wives. That's great. I love it. So, okay. The next one we're going to cover you back up again. Okay. I think is your favorite kit that you have designed. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about this one.
Okay, this is one of my newer ones, and the reason I said it's my favorite at the moment is because always my newest kit is my favorite kit. This one I created, a lot of people had requested a do-it-yourself kind of kit where they could scrap pages about home renovations and, you know, painting the bedrooms and just doing different things like that. So I had a really good time drawing the tools for this kit.
Okay, I have the link up if you would like to go purchase this kit where you can purchase it. I think this is a great idea. I may have to get this one. I see this hammer here, and I have a little story that I need to scrap, and it involves a hammer and my car, and a little one hammering on my car. And thinking he was fixing my car. So I think this would be a great kit for that. And I see the paint can, and we're not moving over. There's the paint can, and I see down here is a measuring tool and a screwdriver, and there's a levels. So once again we see those bright, fun colors. There's a drill.
Mm-hmm. And there is another toolbox to add on to this kit that has some additional tools that weren't in it.
So there is an add-on to the kit.
There is.
I think it's really cute, and I think this really describes your style. And I think one of the reasons why I've never been drawn to your kits before, and I've only recently discovered them, is because I have teenagers, my boys being right now 18, 19, and 23. And so when I started scrapping 5 years ago, I was doing those guy cool layouts. And I've just recently gone back to dragging out the photos of them when they're smaller and searching for kits. And I, of course, was immediately drawn into your kits. I think that your kits do really well for those young children layouts, because your child, how old is your child?
He's 12 now.
Right, but your style, I think, is perfect, and your kits are perfect for scrapping those younger kids.
Well, thank you. Yes, I like to create more for that age group. They keep saying they can't hear me in the chat, so I was trying to adjust my microphone.
Well, I have this up really loud. And if you're hearing static, it's coming from Connie's end, and we could never figure it out, so we just went with the flow. I don't know how to turn it up anymore. I can put my mic out. And I like the way each of your kits are have a theme to them. So,
I do typically design around a theme.
So how do you come up with the themes?
Well, I have a really good CT that gives me a lot of themes, but a lot of the times I'll just be watching TV or Even in Walmart, I have a notepad that I write things on that I want to create later.
So what kind of theme kits do you have out there?
Oh gosh, I have about everything. I did a popsicle and ice cream kit not long ago. Now I'm trying to think, what do I have? My CTT's in here, they could probably tell you quicker than me. I've got a lot of birthday kits. I've got some boy and girl gender specific kits. I've got pet kits. I'm thinking, I'm sorry.
I put you on the spot with that.
Hey, you see too. What kind of kits have I got?
Let's go ahead and look at the next image. I'm going to cover you up again. And I don't know which one this is. You're going to have to tell me. It's either your favorite layout or your favorite style of scrapping or technique. Do you see it yet?
No, I don't see it yet. I still see it. Okay, okay, yeah, that's, it's not similar. There it is. Okay. Yeah, that's my favorite technique. I love to use layers and layers of papers, and I love to cluster elements.
And so we see here, she's talking about back here, she's got strips of all of her papers layered behind her layout or behind her photo. And she says she loves clustering, and so we can move in and look at this clustering, and she did a fabulous job at it. That's something I am not very gifted at. I just cannot seem to be able to do that. Is this your son?
It is. That's my son, and that's my little Dotson widget.
Your son looks a lot like your husband.
He does.
That's an adorable photo. Just adorable.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. And this is your favorite layout that you've ever done. Tell us about it.
I love that layout. I think because it was done recently of my son, the photos were, and it shows how much he's really changing from a little boy into a young man. And I love anytime bright colors against a dark background.
Bright colors against a dark background. I love that too. That's a good suggestion, some inspiration for others. And then, of course, you've got your journaling down here at the bottom. And what kit did you use for this?
That's my pedal pusher kit. It's a kit that I designed for bicycles.
Which is the one I actually bought. I really enjoyed using it too. I see hidden back in here those frames in the kit. I love those frames.
Thank you.
And yeah, all the bright colors. So let's take some questions now from the chat room. I'm going to make this so Connie's not so big and you see both of us. And let me go to the chat room, and if you ask any questions and I mix them, Dawn is actually here with us, and she's going to be catching them and sending them to me on Instant Messenger.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Let anybody have any questions? We have, how many hours of the day do you design?
Well, my set designing hours, I get up at 5 a.m. every morning, and I design from about 5 till 9 a.m. If it's a school day, and then we begin school about 9:15, 9:30 every day. And if I'm lucky, sometimes in the afternoons after we finish with the school, I can get another couple hours in.
So what time do you go to bed if you get up at 5 a.m.?
Usually 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Did you just study design at college or just learn yourself, Lynn asks?
No, actually my degree is in speech language pathology, and I don't do that now. I just taught myself to design. I was doing web graphics and some web site development. 1996, 1997, I just started to teach myself. And can you still hear me? I'm sorry.
I can hear you.
Okay, I wasn't hearing anything. I just taught myself the programs. I started in Paint Shop Pro and then I moved over to Photoshop.
When did you start designing or scrapping? You started scrapping first, right?
I did. I actually was a creative memories consultant, so I paper scrapped first. And then in 2006, I began to do digital scrapbooking, and then shortly thereafter, I began to design.
Just wondering, Bernie asked, do you put masks in your kits?
Typically, I do not.
Yeah, it doesn't quite fit your style. It doesn't seem to be your style, and I like that each of the designers out there has a different style. Let's see. Lori says, what program do you use for designing? Oh, we lost her. Well, we will just call her back.
Hate when this happens.
It's okay.
Sorry about that.
We're getting her back right away, though. There she is. Okay.
Here I am. Can you hear me better now?
I can hear you the same as always, and I have you up very loud. It's making me talk loud. Probably talk slower. I think sometimes, Connie, you're getting choppy.
Okay, I'll try to slow down. Even though I'm from the South, I typically talk really fast.
I think it's the internet connection or something. Might be getting a little bit choppy.
Maybe turn yours off and see if it'll improve. You know what I mean? Like get off of the video. I'm going to try to get William to get off. Maybe it's eating too much bandwidth.
Yeah, it says she's not stuttering. It's I can hear it. She's cutting in and out on the sound every once in a while. And I think it has to do with internet connection. Some questions. Lori asks, what program do you use for designing?
I use Photoshop.
But you started learning on Paint Shop Pro. You never did Photoshop Elements?
No, I went straight from Paint Shop Pro to Photoshop.
Was that difficult transition?
It really wasn't. I learned pretty quick that most of the tools are the same. They just may look a little different.
How often do you scrap? Carrie wants to know.
Not as much as I would like to. I've recently joined a couple of different CTs myself to try to give myself an excuse to scrap more.
That's interesting. I know that when designers often complain that they don't have time to scrap, and that's important because you need to be preserving your memories just as everybody else does.
Definitely.
Where do you find most of your inspiration, CC Mentor?
As far as designing kits, I find it everywhere. My creative team gives me a lot of suggestions, and I'll ask on Facebook from time to time of my Facebook fans, and they'll give me suggestions. And then sometimes I could just be walking through a store and I'll see colors, and I'll actually keep a camera with me and I'll take a picture of what I'm seeing so that I can remember it when I get home.
That's a good idea. I was just going to ask you if you kept a notebook, but a camera is a much better idea.
I do. I actually keep both.
Physio Scrapper says she thinks she's finally in. Hi.
Welcome, Nancy.
That must be Nancy.
Idiot.
They're fun. Where do you get the inspiration for your templates?
Well, that's a bit different. Sometimes if when I'm making layouts myself, I'll save the layout in layers and then I'll turn it into a template. And if I don't have any stored up to use that way, then I just start putting shapes onto a page and I come up with it that way.
Yeah, we have 49 people not logged in and only 13 logged in. We have now we have 50 people. You, in order to ask questions, you need a free Ustream account, and I know the CAPTCHA is a little hard, so you just have to keep trying at that CAPTCHA, and then of course you have to go to your email and click on a link. But then you'll be able to log in and ask questions. If you are at the actual Ustreamer site, actually I think it's on both pages. You can also log in through the social stream if you have Facebook or Twitter and ask questions from there. Dawn is watching that for me and will be able to send questions to me through that way. So there's two ways that you can log in and talk to us. Have you ever met any Digi people? And Bernie's pushing for the tiara to make its appearance.
Time to bring out the tiara. I have met, I had one friend who started designing at the same time as me. Her name is Adrienne McCall. She's no longer designing, but she and her family came to stay with us 2 summers ago, and I've met her.
Is that her saying hello in the chat room?
No, that's for Ronnie.
Any more questions? Oh, she says, when are we going to SeaWorld?
Come get me right now and we'll go right now. Hey, Ronnie.
Let's, anybody have any more questions? If not, I'm going to be asking some questions myself. I'm still looking for the tiara.
I can do without it. It's quite all right.
Well, if I give the tiara, then they'll stop asking for it in the chat room. There it is, I think. Oh, it's a crown. It's not a tiara. It's time for Dawn to sing.
I feel pretty, oh so pretty.
Carrie, my pink hair is faded a lot. I see you wanting to see it. You can kind of see it on the sides here, but...
Your pink hair? You had pink hair?
Oh, I had pink hair. It's not as pink as it was when I first got it done, but it's still pink.
Let me see. I'm going to find a good question for us. Do you print your layouts? Let's go with some basic questions that some new scrapbookers might be interested in.
I do. I print my layouts. I try to get, I try to stay up to date. And I print the year that we're in at the end of December. And I've always used my pigtails before to print my layouts.
My Pigtails?
mypigtails.com.
mypigtails.com. There's
I
so
think
many...
they're $1, 12 by 12 pages $1, and they have really good quality. I've never had problems with them.
That's a great suggestion. mypigtails.com. And do you ever do hybrid?
I do. I used to do a lot more. Actually, one of my first CT gigs was as a hybrid designer for Danny Mogstad. But I don't do as much as I used to do. I have an Epson 12x12 wide format printer, so I do when I get a chance, but lately it's just been design.
Let's talk about backup. With you designing so many things, how do you back up? That's always a good question to talk about.
Exactly. I have 2 external hard drives that I back up to. And I was using an online backup, but I started to think that, it's kind of overkill if I'm using 2 externals already.
So you keep a duplicate on each external?
I do. Of all of my digital files and my pictures. That's the most important part to me. the programs I can get back, but the pictures, no.
Do you keep both of your external hard drives in the same location, or do you ever separate them in case one would get hurt?
Well, I do, and since you've raised that question, that was one of the reasons that I was backing up online before.
And how come you're not backing up online anymore?
I don't know. I just stopped doing it.
I had too much stuff. I couldn't get it drugged my computer down when I tried to use Mozy. I know a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. The first time I did, I think I was using Locked In. It took, I want to say, 15 days for it to completely back up the first time.
15 days.
15 days to get it all backed up off of my external.
So I know I have three AHDs here. One that I leave on that I utilize, I actually access, and the other two I do like you. I keep a duplicate on them. But I think about sometimes, what if a burglar would come into my house, or what if my house would catch fire? And I used to, and I probably should. I used to take one of them and take it to work.
Well, that's a good idea. Now I feel paranoid.
Oh no! But it's really, I need to do that. I had it in my desk drawer, but then I found that I
Did you read Mom's comment?
did I
Or
what?
did you burglar?
Oh, you're reading the chat room. I'm missing it.
Yeah.
She
I'm
says,
gonna steal your digital kits. That's a new kind of digi-pirate, huh?
Dawn says burning to DVD would take her forever. That's true. I think we talk about a lot of times that digital scrapbooking, we try to get people to join our digital scrapbooking world, telling them that it's so much less expensive, and it is, until they have to go out and buy storage for all the things that they download.
That's so true.
There's a suggestion to put the external hard drive in a fireproof box. I've thought about that too, but then I have to go buy the box first.
Exactly. I think Linda does that. Is she the one that said she puts it in a fireproof box? That's a good idea.
That's a good idea, but I need to go buy one. I take donations.
Me too.
Connie and I both take donations. We need a fireproof box for our external hard drives. Because it's no different than when we had paper photographs. The risk of losing them. I actually have my paper photographs in a plastic tub, a Rubbermaid tub. I don't think it works with the other tubs. I saw something online one time that showed how the Rubbermaid plastic tubs withstood fire up to a certain degree, and what it actually does when it gets to a certain degree, it melts the lid on and seals it, so when the firemen come, I can't believe I'm saying this, I don't know whether it's true or not, I read it online one time, so when the firemen come and all the water starts coming down, it's actually sealed because of the fire. But like anything, it would eventually be destroyed if it got hot enough. But that's where I actually put all of my photos.
That would be a good idea to do it that way.
Bernie asks, which would be your most girly kit?
I have a few kits that are just girl kits. I just did a girl themed birthday kit, and I also have one, it's called That's My Girl, and that's a girl kit, and I think Carrie's putting up some more right now that are also girl themed. I don't use pink enough. I really should use it more often. I love the color pink.
Uh, Castle points out that digital scrapbooking takes up less room than paper scrapbooking, which is very true, because
It does.
our EHDs, are only this big,
Hmm.
and we don't need a whole separate room in the house to do the scrapbooking.
And I still have so much of my paper supplies just still sitting in bins that I really need to donate or put to good use. But it's just some things I wasn't able to part with yet.
Yeah, you could use them for hybrid layouts yet
Definitely.
and
We
projects.
use it for homeschool projects too, some. So that's my excuse for not getting rid of it anyway.
um, CC Mentor wants to know what your favorite designing snack is.
Well, I drink coffee. That's usually my snack. I try not to eat and be on the computer at the same time. It's kind of like eating and watching TV. You'll do it too much.
That's a good idea. Um, Bernie says she couldn't catch the name of the girly kit. Say it again. She wants me to put it up on the screen.
Okay, that's my girl.
That's my girl.
That was the one that I mentioned. And Celebrate Her was a girl kit. That's a birthday kit.
So I'll put those up for them. That's my girl, and Celebrate
Her.
Her.
Hmm.
I'll put those up on the screen because it was requested I do that. And there they are scrolling. That's the names of the two girl kits that she has. She says we talked to Bella Gypsy a few shows ago. That's right. Good question, Christy. And you are part of the 3ology. So how did you get involved in that?
Well, Bella Gypsy and I, we started working together last year at Elemental Scraps when I joined that store. And we began at first just doing template palooza. And we enjoy working together so much, and it seems like our kits and templates that we do together are always so popular that we just decided that it was time to put together our own designer logo. So we came out with Reology. They love anything with ology at the end.
We had fun with that giggleology during that show.
They do. They tend to put ology at the end of a lot of things.
T-Bog asked what your best-selling kit is recently, and we did review that and show that earlier. So at the end of the video, you can go back and it'll be online immediately, and you can watch that. Carrie says you're very generous. You offer to donate products to Scrap Pages for a Marine mom whose son passed away. Do you want to tell us about that?
Carrie can probably type more information about that. She just requested that I do that, and I'm always glad to help out. Anytime you visit my blog, my creative team they're so good about putting up freebies, and I try to give back to the community as much as I can. So anytime anyone asks me for a donation, I try, if I have time, to give it.
I find that most digital scrapbookers and designers are really big at heart people. It's a really awesome community. Focus Design says we love Connie. Is that
Love you too.
is that how they say that? Connie. I don't know, but I'm trying to read her writing. So you have a freebie. Shall we give that out right now?
That would be great.
I don't have a preview of it, but I have a link. So go ahead and tell us what it is.
I created a template just for the people that came today.
A template. I did download it. I might be able to get a preview here in a minute.
I think I attached a preview to your email. Did you not get it?
There's the link to the preview, and I'll put it in the chat room, and then I'll go look for a preview. I would be more prepared. Where's the chat room? there is the link in the chat room, and I will look for. I did download it, and so I can go unzip it really quickly and get it that way probably. So, are there any more questions in the forum, in the chat room, that you can answer while I look for this?
I'm looking to see if anybody's asking. Somebody asked me something. What is your favorite thing to do outside of designing? I love to spend time with my family. We like to watch movies, and Linda, you already know I love reality TV, so we do that a lot. I like to go visit with my parents.
Reality TV. I'm a reality TV addict too.
It's my guilty pleasure. I love it.
My guilty pleasure. What's your favorite reality TV show?
Typically it's Survivor or Amazing Race, but in the summertime it's Big Brother all day.
Big Brother all day. Do you
Yeah.
get the live feeds?
I do. I get the live feeds. I have them playing in the background while I'm designing, and we also have Showtime so we can watch after dark. And Leilani wants a ninja kit. I've got to do one.
A ninja kit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching Big Brother too. I've got this coming up. It's opening. I have to throw it onto my other screen. Here goes. Okay, this is the preview to the freebie that is coming out. That is on the link here at the bottom of the page. And it's got 2 photos in it. I'll scoot it up a little bit. And lots of white space.
And Jane, I try to not even let the word designer mojo, I hear a lot of designers saying that. I try not to even let that word into my vocabulary.
Why is that?
Because I have to put out X amount of products per week, and if you start psyching yourself out thinking that it's all based on inspiration, then you're in trouble. So I just make my list and I just start making.
So you don't ever have trouble being inspired. You're self-motivated. It's like that theory of you just take one step at a time. You just start and.
Exactly. I plan out all the kits and templates that I'm going to do the month before, and I have a list. I know, excuse me, I know exactly what I need to work on that day, and I just get up and I work.
So how could you help people translate that as a scrapper? I think people could use that inspiration from you just to get their layouts done.
I just think you have to make up your mind, that it's not about inspiration. If you just start, if you'll just open up your program and just start putting things together, then you'll be okay.
I agree. Often I don't know where to go or I'm stuck, but if I just start putting things on the page, then it just seems to go somewhere.
It does. It does. Just make up your mind to do it and just do it.
Mm-hmm. Just take one foot forward. My computer I was trying to put the link in here again, and it's freezing up. There it goes.
Jane, I don't use as much commercial use stuff as I did when I first began. Now I'm drawing a lot of my own doodles in Illustrator, and I do scan and extract a lot of things that I've made or that I'm sure that's copyright free here at home. And I have a Cano scan that I use to scan like ribbons and things like that.
You have what kind of scanner?
It's a Cano scan.
Canner?
It's a Cano scan. It's a I don't want to call it 3D, but it gives you a lot of depth when you scan with it, and you can adjust the lid so that you can do thicker items as well.
Can you type that in the chat room? What the name of the type of that scanner is, and then I'll put it up on the screen.
Okay.
Cano scan. I have never heard of that. See, how much are those?
When I bought this one a couple years ago, it was around the $400 mark. I think they're probably cheaper now.
The $300? Is that
It does, and it also the good thing about this scanner is you can take negatives from film and scan it, and it'll put it into your computer as a photo. So it's a good way to get a lot of those negatives taken care of.
um, just something I haven't even gotten into, but I probably should? There's the name of it. So that's a brand name.
It is. It's from Canon, so it's a Canon scan.
Oh, and I have my Canon camera I love. So
hmm
that makes sense. A Cano scan. Now I'm going to have to go out and shop for that. So I look for it in the stores. Start paying attention to it. So it gives a lot more detail, a lot
It
better.
does. It does. It's better. I think it's the best way to get ribbons and bows and things that aren't really, really thick. I think it's the best way to get those. You always lose a little bit of quality when you photograph them.
Um, do you ever take photographs and then extract them?
I have. I have before. Things like pumpkins and things that won't fit in my Canon scan.
Pumpkins. You're right. Do you ever? But I don't see a lot of like I don't know how do I describe it, like realism, and like I don't see a real pumpkin in your kit. So you must do something to them digitally to make them look. You have more of a paper look to your kits.
Now I do. A lot of times I'll take the item that is 3D and then I will use it as I'll extract around it and then I'll fill it in and make it more of a paper template
I think
just to get that basic shape.
I think that's kind of what makes your kits unique. You have a good talent for, yeah. They all a lot of kits I see um, you have the realistic style like there's a difference between scanned in ribbons and computer generated ribbons. But
Definitely.
and so a lot of times the kits are a mixture of that realism and that computer generated. But your kits seem to be real consistent to me.
Thank you.
You do a great job of making. I mean, so your layouts are all consistent when you use your kits.
Thank you. I try to make them easy to scrap with. That's my main goal. I know I've bought kits in the past that you get things and you think, what can I do with this? And I just want it. I want to have enough of your everyday items like flowers and ribbons and things that you can use, but also with some more specialty items mixed in with that.
Um, I'm reading in the chat room to see they're typing a whole lot. Castle says she was able to scan huge seashells and the resolution is great even though they were very thick and away from the glass. That's a big problem, I think, when people are scanning those thicker items.
Definitely. And I've noticed the darker the item, the better the scan.
Oh, really?
Like the white ribbons. I guess when the light in the scanner bed comes on, it wants to wash out the lighter color pastel items.
That makes total sense. That makes total sense. Um, Focus Designs says she is taking a bunch of textures with her camera. Do you tend to do that?
I do. I'll get out in the grass, or if I find funny pavement or fun walls or things like that, I will take pictures of it to use as textures.
And then your husband and son have to stand there and wait for you to take pictures of odd things.
They've learned to ignore me.
Our men are so good to us when we're out there.
Yeah.
I do the same thing, and
The camera is just an extension of who I am. So.
I like that. I like that. That's a quote. We need to. I can see. I need a picture of me taking pictures of textures in it, and I'll say that my camera is just an extension of me. That's a great.
That's a layout right there.
That's a layout right there. This is how I get inspired. I'm inspired now. I need to go get me a Connie kit and get a photo of myself taking pictures and use that as a title and or a quote on this quote. I'll quote Connie in it. T-Bog asks, is there any one kit that you've made that has a special meaning for you?
Well, I think all of my kits, one thing you'll notice, I put stars in my kits a lot. And when you see the star in there, what the star represents is my son. So I don't really think that any particular kit, that's one of my rules too, is I don't get emotionally attached to my kits. Because after it's done, I need to be able to move on. So when you do see the stars in my kits, it represents Hayden.
Aw, that's sweet. CC Mentor says she's used your kits for 3.5 years and has never found a kit she couldn't scrap with. She loves the versatility and usability of the kits.
Thank you, Linda. Linda's my best cheerleader.
Christy, who is so knowledgeable and is going to be on here one day, she says there's two main types of scanners. Some are better for flat items and some are better for 3D items. And now she's laughing at me. She says she wants to be on the show. I just am having trouble finding time to get everybody scheduled in.
Yeah, I know Christy. Christy's amazing. She used to be on my CT.
So let me think of another question since we don't have any more in the chat room.
Carrie's giving me hearts. Love you too, Carrie. Christy, we miss you too. You'll have to come back and guest with us sometime soon.
Let's talk about maybe perfectionism. Do you find yourself spending a lot of time perfecting your kits or your layouts? I mean, how long does it take you to scrap a layout?
My layouts are actually pretty quick. I typically start with one of my templates when I'm doing a layout, so I think that's a huge time saver. And my goal when I sit down to scrap is to get as many pages done in that amount of time as I can, because I really don't have a lot of time to work on it. So I'll start with a template, and usually I can have a layout done within an hour.
So do you find yourself to be more of an event scrapbooker, or do you just scrapbook more as an art?
I definitely am an event scrapper. I love to see the artistic pages, but my pages are to tell the story and to show the pictures so that we can remember it for years to come.
Carrie says your templates are very easy to use, either as it is or altered. If anybody uses this template that we've given as a freebie today, please, there's a Digiscrap map Flickr group. You can upload it there, and Connie will be able to see it there. It's always a great way to give back to the designers by sharing what you make with what you've used. Lynn asks, do you have any designers that you like to scrap their kits?
I do. I definitely do. I love to use Bella Gypsy's kits, and I love Coley's Corner.
What's the second one?
Bella Gypsy and Coley's Corner.
Bella Gypsy and Curly's Corner.
I'm going to write it in. Coley's Corner. There we go. Thanks, Linda, for translating.
Okay, I'll put it into the...
You want to come say hey? Can Hayden say hey?
So your son is there? Do you want him to
He
come say hi?
He wants to say hi. Say hi.
Get him on
say
in
hi.
there. Hi, Hayden. Oh, that was a quick one.
He's going to pretend to be shy, which he is not.
There are the two other designers. I've never heard of the Cully's Corner, so I'm going to have to go look for that.
She's at Got a Pixel, and she's a great designer. We share styles, so.
So anybody that likes your kits would also probably like hers. And,
I would say so.
And the Bella Gypsy, you are in the trilogy.
Triology.
Triology. Trilogy. Oh no, we're going Star Wars. You're in the Creology with Bella Gypsy, and we actually already did an interview with them, and you can see that on Digiscrap map, which is really cool. So I'm going to take that text off. I managed to get that one really large. We're about at our hour mark. Does anybody else have any more questions for Connie before we leave? I've really enjoyed this interview. I've gotten to know you a lot.
Thank you. And Linda's asking me my favorite movie of all time. And being from Georgia, it's got to be Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind, really? But it's such a long movie, so you can't watch it that often, right?
Not often at all, but it's still my favorite.
You're frozen on our screen. Oh, there you go.
And Brenda, no one here Digiscraps, but William can extract like a pro.
So your husband helps you extract?
He does sometimes. He's really good at it too.
Wow. But do they appreciate your scrapbooking? Do they enjoy seeing them as soon as you get done with them?
Oh, they do. They do. Actually, one day this week, William and Hayden both sat in the living room for an hour and just looked through all of the old albums.
Aw, that's so sweet. We got some more questions coming in. Do you have any inspiration for all that scrappers that might want to start designing someday?
If you think you want to do it, just start doing it. You want to develop your own style and try to come up with what your audience wants. And I think you would be a good one.
I've got
And
somebody
Gary,
I think I've banned that person that was in the chat room. Had somebody come in. We haven't had that since our first chat. Mr. Prince is a real prince. I love it. There's another title for you for your next layout. And she says, I love you, Conniekins. Prince William. That's so true. Prince William. Is there anything else you'd like to tell everybody before we say goodbye? Something you would like to talk about?
I think I've probably talked their ears off by now.
We have a lot of people here, so I know everybody loves you. Even the 50 people that still are not logged in.
And Brenda, I see your question. My dream collab designer, it would definitely be, since I haven't ever worked with her, Danny Mogstad.
Danny Mogstad. Now, I've heard of her. Where does she sell
She's at Sweet Shop.
I'm sorry, where?
At Sweet Shop.
At Sweet Shop. Sweet Shop's a great place to go. Lynn wants to know when my next designing course starts. I haven't decided. But I do have course 2 is starting. That's, I think, the heart of my site, where each technique, and I didn't really mean to talk about me, but they asked me, where each lesson has a video with a different technique, and it's great inspiration for your layouts. It comes out every 5 days, and I think that's the heart of Hummy's World. It's a great way to be inspired to scrap a layout, but yet to do layouts that you already have to do. I know a lot of times I go to a challenge and then I end up doing layouts that aren't on my to-do list. I'm inspired to go a different direction. But this is a great way to learn and scrap. And then I have 2 brand new classes starting up. The one that's really seems popular and is filling up fast is a filters challenge. Each lesson is going to go over one of the filters in the filter drop-down menu. And in
that's great. Are they free? How many? Are your classes free?
No, they're not free. My subscriber area is only $5.50 a month, though.
Wow, that's a bargain.
Yeah, so you can get in there and take a bunch of different classes. Bernie is in there. She's in my course too, and she says it's great. I didn't mean to talk about me.
No, I think you should. I didn't realize that you had those courses available. I know you've been around a long time.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think, I've been hearing that a lot lately. They don't realize that I actually have a part of my forum. I have a lot more out there. It's hidden in the subscriber area. They don't realize that I'm actually doing the classes, but they keep me busy. But we'd love to have more people. There's course one that's for new scrapbookers, but a lot of seasoned scrapbookers have learned a lot. They tell me they'll go through that and they'll tell me they learn a lot. And then course two, there's currently I think 76 lessons in there. They come out every 5 days, keeps you scrapping for over a year. So there's that much there for you to learn, and I'm bringing out more. And then I have so many classes I don't want to take time to talk about them. But the filters class I think is going to be fun. I'm writing it right now. And I have a new one called an elements class where we're going to challenge you, like, let's say, to take an eyelet and use it in a unique way in your layout, and to inspire each other. And so each one will be a different element, and you'll get a freebie with it, like you might get a photo corner, and we'll see what kind of creative ways everybody can come up with to use photo corner. And so each week will be different elements. We have a new elements class and a new filters class coming out. And those lessons are going to be once a week. So I'm done talking about me now. I guess that's about it. She's trying to post a link. She says just Google Hummy's World. Okay, so Connie, thank you for being here with us, and I guess we'll close. And I think you're really a beautiful person inside and out.
Thank you very much.
And we're gonna end the chat now. And there's all
Love
saying,
you too, guys.